You guys are not gonna believe what I just found in one of the bins. Good morning, welcome to a Goodwill Bins shopping day. I have my gloves and I'm ready to dig, so let's get in there. You guys know I've been on the hunt for these. Unfortunately, this guy has a missing rail. I was so excited thinking I found one. So just found this cool thing. You spin it and it goes through each of the sections. Very hard to do with one hand on top of this cheese set. But I was mesmerized by this when I found it. I could do this for hours watching it just go through. It's so relaxing. I am so excited to find shelves when I come to the bins because they can be very expensive. And these two are in pretty good shape, especially this one. Such a bummer that this was never finished. It would have been very cool. Looks like a cool mask. Okay, I don't know if I love the bedazzling around the head, but the flaky paint is pretty cool. It does have the hook on the back to hang. Should I buy these lashes? Because it's for an Andrea, and I am an Andrea. Although I feel like I should not be buying my lashes at the Goodwill Bins. What do we have here? Black cat stickers. Why does that one have a knife? I was like, oh, it's so sweet. And then that. Like, very scary. Okay, and why is that one in toast? Okay, these are so funny. It looks like there's more of them. Yep, more black cats, although these seem more innocent than the knife-wielding ones. Okay, I'm powerless against stuff like this at the bin. Stickers and things, I just think they're so fun and they're so cheap. I don't need these. I'm not even a cat person, but I kind of want them. Okay, so what do you have here? Well, that's nice. A really pretty seasonal watercolor. I think I may just take it out of the frame since it's already falling out and the mat is kind of gross. So let's see how it looks without the framing situation and the mat. Okay, I like it even more, and it's a lot lighter for the weight. This is kind of cute. I like the little house shape. I wonder if I can take all of those little cheesy decals out and then put something else inside, like my miniatures or my shelves. As a tea drinker, I probably could do with only one of these warmers. It was at the Goodwill at one point for $3.99. No one decided to buy it. I wonder if it works. It'd be hard to test here. So one thing I'm hoping to find today are picture frames for my booths, but this one is not quite what I had in mind. Looking for the vintage brass ones or the wood ones. Usually when candles come to the bins, they have definitely seen better days. I love these ribbed ones, and I especially like the fact that they're the darker colors, which I very rarely see, but they're pretty beat up and mangled, and they're just not salvageable. So Rubik's Cubes are something that sell in our booth as just a strange novelty item to pick up, so anytime I can find them super cheap, I grab them. So there are a ton of bins and bins today, which is great because that's where all the breakables are, and they tend not to be as broken as if they were in the big bins. So I'm gonna see if there's anything good. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that this is here. If you guys watched one of my last videos, I featured this as a what in the world is it? It was at the Goodwill store. You can see the tag. And I was just like absolutely flabbergasted about what this could be. And today it's at the bins. It's like it's stalking me. So far, nothing great. But this little cutie pie is coming home. I love to put little mini art prints in it. This is kind of cute. I love the mini veggies and the bows. It is Fitz and Floyd. Okay, I need to look this up. And the other thing that caught my eye are these cute little containers for soy sauce. I love the little handle. I'm assuming you put your chopsticks on that, or maybe it's just easier to carry around. So these are maybe. This is an interesting vase. It weighs so much. Very, very heavy. Kind of irregular at the top, so I'll probably pass on it. Look at this teeny tiny frame. It's too bad it's missing its backing. This is kind of a fun dude. I guess it's a whistle. I will not be putting my mouth on that to test it. Another shell. Although this kind I have a bunch of, so this will stay here. Someone must have put this plate back. Yeah, World Market. I thought it was going to be either Italian or Portuguese pottery, but it's World Market. Did I just find a frame for my watercolor? Let's see, where is it? Okay, let's bring this in. Oh, I think it would fit really well between That is very exciting when I can find a frame and a piece of art all in the same shopping trip. Not exciting for you guys, but every time I come here, I promise my son I'm going to bring back some Nerf bullets because they always have Nerf bullets. My nephew is obsessed with puzzles and he would love this one. I have no idea if all the pieces are inside, so when there's like a break and we're waiting on bins, I may actually count every piece to see if it's there. What in the world is this? It's a stone statue on a wood base. It's definitely been banged up. Okay, I need to look this up. So I know nothing about Pokemon, but I do know this is at least Bulbasaur, but he's kind of gross. I'd have to wash him, which I would do anyways, but my son does not need any more stuffies. I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. And then I realized it's an octopus flipping me off with all of its legs. So he is staying here. So I looked through all of these bins and those, and there's some over here, and nothing great in the glass bins today, which is such a bummer. Look at this centerpiece. I kind of want to go to the event that this was for. I think it could have been kind of fun. I have never seen an oil lamp this teeny tiny. I am so far behind on picking up Christmas stuff. Usually I find so much by this point of the year just at Goodwill, but I have not at all. I'm hoping more Christmas stuff comes out today. I like the blue of this tablecloth, but it looks like it's actually like a piece of fabric and not meant to be a tablecloth. Just the way that it's unfinished on the edges. Like this, I think the fray is supposed to be there, but this is definitely like a fresh cut. So I don't know. I mean, you can use these as tablecloths even though they have like unfinished edges. So I guess I gotta see what size it is and if it would fit on a table. This is beautifully made, but it has a hole there, has some staining there, so leaving this behind. So good news, they're getting ready to turn the bins over. I've been here about 45 minutes. It doesn't feel like it. Time passes so weird when you're at the Goodwill bin. So everyone's lining up for all the clothes and then the homewares, and they're gonna bring out books and other stuff. So yeah, getting excited to see what I find next. So there are tons of these vintage cameras in this bin, and I don't think they're necessarily that valuable, but I always have loved the look of vintage cameras, so I may get one just to decorate with. Here's a couple more cool ones. I definitely think I want to get this one. This frame is pretty cute. Has a little bit of wear at the top though, so I may pass on it. So more bins came out, and this is the only thing in the bins that kind of was like, oh, that's interesting, but honestly, it's not well done enough to bring home. This type of thing always cracks me up, that someone donated just a little bag of stones. Why not? Okay, so the first turnover of bins were not that successful. I think the most exciting thing I got was this cute little vintage camera for decorating with. I don't think it's necessarily very valuable because that whole bin was a swarm of dudes. So I'm assuming if it was valuable, it would have been grabbed by them. So yeah, the cart is filling up, and I'll have to go through it here in a bit. They're doing another round of rotations of home stuff, so really excited to see if anything comes from those bins. A Russian nesting doll, and it sounds like, based on the shaking, that she has friends inside, so I gotta open her up. So this round of bins had a ton of art, but the art's this, and this, and this, and this, so sadly, nothing worth picking up. So this is kind of sweet, but it's dirty, and I just don't think I can get that stain out, nor do I really have the desire to, so that sadly passed. Okay, so I did pull this frame out of the bin that had all the frames in it. No good art, just frames. It's in pretty good shape, decent size. So I may get this one. One thing that's kind of fun about going to the bins is you see all the electronics and things from your childhood, like this amazing gem. I wish I had time to make these cutie pies. So the bins are turning over very fast today, like faster than normal, at least based on my experience, which is great. They have not thrown out any books yet, so I'm really hoping that's next. Yay, it's the book bins, but let me tell you, the book bins are the most competitive here. Everyone is ready with their devices to scan. So I was flipping through this book and I thought, oh, this is kind of cool. It's all illustrations and I should be able to, cut them out and frame them, assuming the book's not valuable. And then I came across this one, this page. Why does Abraham Lincoln have lipstick on? Look at the title on this old book. Pleasant Hours with Illustrious Men and Women. Ooh, the illustrious ones. Some items from the most recent round of bins. I got this vintage stoneware jug and then this little side table. So this is actually priced at $3. Sometimes pieces like this will actually price not by the weight, And they have like a special white sticker, so this is $3. So for display in my booth, I think that could be great. And I still have to show you all the books. This is the one I'm most excited about. It is a Martha Stewart Christmas book, and it's an oldie, and her books are pretty collectible. This stacking of shoes is quite impressive. My grandma used to wear these rollers. They bring back such memories. Not super exciting for you guys, but I did find this painting ladder for $10, which would be great in my storage unit to put things up on higher shelves. So they've almost turned over the entire store. The last round of home decor is going to be right here. And I can't believe how fast they've done it today. So I think it's time to go through my cart and see what I actually do want to bring home. I'm almost never at the point where the per pound price gets a break. I never get to 25 pounds ever. And so I definitely want to be choosy on what I get. So many people looked at this rug because you just don't see this color and pattern very often. So yeah, I think it's just probably too far gone for most. So I opened her up and she has 3 friends inside, but what happened to their faces? It's such a bummer, so I'm gonna put her back. Not exciting for you guys, but I do love a worn tee. And this one from Zara is actually kind of cute because I like the message, like do your own thing, stay positive. Anyone can dream it. Anyways, that was kind of cute. So I've been trying to find this statue and I just can't seem to find anything. It's really beat up. The base is kind of plain. I can't find any markings on it. Like if it had a signature or a stamp or something, then I would maybe take a chance on it. But because of how much it weighs and the fact that it's so banged up, I think I'm gonna leave it here. Some new bins came out, so I grabbed this really beautiful basket. This caddy, which has a metal handle, which I think is pretty cool. And then I got this wire basket right here. And then a bunch of loose Picasso book pages. Not sure why they were loose, but they were all over the bin, and very excited about these. This is a nice display basket. I love the rustic nature of it, but it's not gross, which is always a win. So the next round of bins came out, and all I found was this, which I don't think I'm going to get. I thought this was actually quite cute, but it's been, painted and reupholstered. I actually like the fabric, but it's not coming home today. This is kind of cute, but it is very, very orange. Okay, so here's the final cart. I gotta call it. So not a huge haul, but I'm excited about some of the stuff that I got. Stuff to sell, stuff for me. I gave that garden caddy to another reseller. She was really excited about it. So I'm like, you may have it. I think it's nice, but I'm not as in love with it as you are. So yeah, very interesting finds. This ladder is probably the best because it's going to be very useful to me. Okay, so I loaded the car and my total was $32, which is not bad for what I got. Although honestly, for me, I feel like it's never that much of a bargain because I never get up to that weight where you get the big cost break. So I just can never seem to get there ever because I have too much variety in my cart. So yeah, that's just how it goes when I shop at the bins when I'm shopping for hard goods. On my way home, I thought I would swing by a couple of Goodwill stores. This puzzle box is adorable. Usually they're missing their pieces when they're in the thrift store, but this guy has all of his pieces. So you lift this up here, and then this slides, and then there's a little hidden area right there for your treasures. Oh my gosh, you guys, something brass at a Goodwill. I haven't found something brass at a Goodwill, I feel like, in ages. $4.99 for this awesome key hook. These clay bird candle holders are really interesting. They don't seem like they have any markings on them. They're $3 each. This guy, though, I noticed he has a broken foot. Okay, so I gotta decide what to do. If I want to just get one, because I feel like with a broken foot, this guy just won't sell. New car, but nothing that exciting on it. This is quite the piece. I wish it was a little bit more colorful. I feel like all the black is kind of like making it drab. My grandma had a whole collection of these clay dudes. I remember being so in awe of them because they're so detailed but so small. This is a nice pedestal bowl, but it has a really big chip out of it, which is such a bummer. So I found this frame and I was excited, and then I turned it over $5, which seems a little steep. not sure how I feel about the faux wood too, honestly. This is a cute handmade mug, but it's very uncomfortable to hold, so it's probably why it's here. So just these two pieces. The brass piece is definitely worth the stop. Walking into the next Goodwill stop. Here's one of these articulating dudes, and it's definitely older. $3.99. Love the color on it. A pair of pretty stone vases, although this one is busted there, unfortunately. But this one, I think it's in good shape. Okay, if there's no chips, I will get it. When I saw this, I thought it was a container of corn kernels, and I was so confused, but it's actually stones. So I thought this was a wall pocket, and then I tried to lift it up and realized it's a lid to this very interesting handmade box. So I'm not sure I understand the single brass bookend. It's very solid, and it just says number 1 on it. This bowl is kind of sweet. It has a teeny tiny little sponge snowman on it. So every time I find one of these toothbrush holders, they do sell, but they have been more blue with the glaze versus this yellow, black, greeny color. So I don't know if this color palette would appeal to people. So it is the next day, and I decided to stop in at Value Village. This folk art chicken box is adorable. It slides out. It is $6.99. Okay, this is coming home. I wish dolphin stuff sold well. It just doesn't, because this is really well made. This vintage book is awesome. Botanical Masters. Has a ton of colorful pages. $4.49. This is a yes too. This brass basket is adorable. It's a little pricier, $6.99. I do have a coupon. I'm trying to decide if I want to save it for holiday decor next Easter. I bet this chicken came in with my chicken box, $7.99. There are so many bowls in the wood aisle today. There's a whole nother set down here. I love these because the color is amazing, but they're tacky. And I don't know how you get rid of that tacky feeling. That's such a bummer. It just freaks me out. I got so excited when I found this bookend set, but it has some damage on the corners. Chips out of it. And I feel like even though I could fill it in, it's just not the same. And also for the price. I think it was $7.99. Yeah, okay, that's a pass. This whale wooden box is so cute. Although, what happened to it? Did someone try to refinish it, or did they just never finish it? I did find one bowl that was not tacky, so I'll be getting this one. These are pretty cool. They have a stamp on the bottom. I need to look them up and see what they're worth, but there's a pair. Look at this beauty, and I tried it and it works. It actually sprays. So assuming no damage, this is coming home. This is a sweet little folk art bowl. I love how it's also finished on the bottom. Holy shell, look how big this one is. It's giant. How much is it? $4.49. This is a very cute bookend. I feel like this is a single worth picking up. Original abstract painting in the frame aisle of all places. $7.99, signed in the quarter, $19.95. This is a very well-made ceramic bowl. It's so lightweight, $6.99. I'm not gonna pick it up. I'm probably gonna regret it because it's just so pretty. I haven't picked up any glasses in ages. I think it's been months, actually. And this set of yellow ones is beautiful. They're $3.49 each, but I do have a coupon. Good news, guys, I actually found 10 total. I'm so excited. Was this necessary? I don't think this was necessary to create. It is the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. This art piece is adorable, but $20 seems a little steep. Sometimes I just don't understand Value Village's pricing. I mean, this is $80 for that. And just when I thought that the art pricing was absurd, look at the price on these sailboats. $200. So it's a couple days later, and I thought we should do a little bit more thrifting in this video. So next stop is Goodwill. This is an interesting set. It is definitely plated, and these would have had glasses in them. This is just the holder, so that is a pass. These are pretty cool ceramic dishes. $1.99, very textural, although I feel like they wouldn't last if you put anything in them. They would get chipped so fast. So this is kind of pretty. It's $4.99. It's just so delicate. This is not a candle holder or a vase. What is this? $3.99, an unfinished finial, maybe? This is cute, but when I opened it up, it smelled terribly of cigarette smoke. So that is a pass. This seems a little excessive, the amount of hooks on this piece. It seems crazy. At first, I thought someone was just being silly and that someone put some coasters here, but no, this is the bookend design. This is kind of a cool folk art spoon thing. How much is it? Oh, there we go, $2.99. So vintage jewelry boxes like this are a bestseller right now. And this one is really beautiful. The exterior is in great shape. Drawers seem pretty good, although the top is always where it gets the most worn. Yeah, so there's some staining. Obviously all the fuzzies you can fix. I'll probably pass on it because of the price, but it is a nice one. This piece is fantastic. I've never seen one that's a turtle like this. Usually it's a scene with people. I don't love the fabric wrapped like sides here. I think it would look better black. I may get it and kind of like rip this off and paint it or paint over it, but it's only 10 bucks. So I love this movie, and it's so funny to look back and realize how many Americans fall in love with British people, movies I loved. I think that's why I ended up with a British husband. I have no idea why the stone bird bookend is in the random clock aisle. It's $3.99. It has some damage like these all do, just right on the side of his head. And it looks like there's just one of them. I'm gonna go through the like trinket aisle again and see if his mate might be there. I don't know if I should just get this one guy with the damage to his head, like his eyebrow area. It's not a huge deal, but I feel like that definitely reduces the value. So I just walked out with this, which is a pretty cool score. I decided to stop in at Value Village. The stained glass is kind of pretty. It is $10.99. The trinket aisle is very sparse today. It's usually a lot fuller than this. And this aisle, on the other hand, I have never seen so many organizers in one spot. So I have a tip for you guys. So if you ever find a brass piece like this that has some threading up here, that usually means they had another section to it. Some of these were actually really, really tall. So this is just a portion of that original brass piece. Oh my gosh, look at how cute this cat is. It's $4.99 and the bottom says it's actually from Finland. So this is a yes. I just realized he's had a repair on his tail done. I mean, I kind of like him for me. Maybe I'll get him for me. Some nice handmade mugs, although the glaze is kind of drippy there. $4.49. The color's really good and it feels good in the hand. And then this one, I don't know about it. I don't love the color as much. Another great piece that's broken. This is from Denmark, but it's split all the way down the middle. This religious plaque is pretty nice. $3.99, made in India. It's very well done. So I think I'm gonna get this. Just grabbed this ornate frame for $5.99. So I also found this coral necklace and bracelet in the jewelry aisle, and it's $6.99 and $2.99. I know coral necklaces like this can be worth a lot. I have no idea how you know if what you have is a faux. Do they make faux of these? I don't know. I gotta look it up. But anyways, I love them. So I only come across brass versions of this, and this is a silver one, $4.49. It's in really good shape. These are very pretty. I like the blue one the best. I don't know what happened there. Goodness. Okay. Yep. This is staying behind. I find these on occasion and they always sell for me in my booth. But yeah, $9.99 is definitely too high of a price point. So I decided to leave that little cat behind. It was so cute, but I couldn't sell it because it was broken. And honestly, I'm not a cat person. So I'm like, why do I need it, even though it's cute? So I left it for someone who loves cats and wants something from Europe. So this next thrift store I don't really go to that often is the Union Gospel Mission. Is behind like a teriyaki chicken restaurant, and I just don't have great luck here, like ever. Now, one of my very favorite vintage pieces of clothing I did get here. So this is why I always have hope for this place when I go in, because I'm like, oh, maybe I'll actually hit today. But honestly, usually I walk out empty-handed. I'm always on the lookout for Polish pottery, and this is $8.99. I've never found a pitcher before. Usually they're just bowls, so I may give this a try. This is absolutely stunning. It's so well made. Look at the keyhole right there, and the hardware is $189. So it's a pass for me, but it is beautiful. So this little statue is of St. Helens that erupted up in Washington. It's $1.49. Tempted to get it for everyone who visits this area and went to this mountain. So I've sold many of these bob pieces over the years. This is the first one I found with orange though in the center, so I'm gonna get it. At first I thought this was ceramic, but it's metal. It's $12.99. It's a little more than I'd like to spend, but it's a really cool vase. Okay, so I actually walked out of there with a tiny little pile. So that was maybe worth the stop, actually. So one thing you did not see is this cherub ornament that I picked up because I need Christmas stuff. And the most exciting thing I found is this teeny tiny ring that's also a watch. Is that not the cutest thing ever? So we are back home, and I actually did the acetone test on this coral necklace. I wanted to see if it was fake or not. Apparently that's one of the ways you can do it. You can take a little bit of acetone, and when you rub it on the coral pieces and the color transfers, then you know you have a fake necklace. And I did it, and it did not transfer. So I think I may have a real one, but if you guys know anything about coral necklaces, please let me know because I don't know anything about them. It's the first time I've ever picked them up, but I'm really excited about that find. Okay, so that is all the thrifting today. Thank you so much for shopping with me, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care.